Hey guys, ID here. Welcome to the fifth episode of Design Journal. In this episode, we're gonna design a logo for a messaging app. You got to let it go. So as you can see on our screen, this is the design brief that was sent to me by 30logos.com. It's the brief for day 4. And you can read it out yourself. I'll give you the basic summary of it, and it's from a company called Ping. And what they do is they are a chat platform for businesses just like Skype and Slack. But what they offer is like group screen sharing, which is a paid feature. And I mean, that's what they're saying, which is a paid feature in Skype and Slack. They're offering it for free. And so they're a new company, they're a startup, and they want to actually compete with the Skype and Slack thing. And so what they want is they want a new logo. They basically want a text-based logo because they're just starting out, and text logos are easier to read. Basically, if you see an abstract shape somewhere drawn, you don't know that's Ping or that's some other company. But if you see the name written Ping, you'd know it's Ping. So that's how you spread name. When you're a new company, a typographic logo would work really well for you. So that's what they want. They're open to any color scheme, but they want to avoid blues because Skype is blue. And so personally, what I want to do with them is I want to avoid Slack colors as well. So like Slack is white, black, red, green. I mean, that's good, but I want to stay away from full white logos or full like blue logos or have any sort of blue in it. And so let's get into it.
So as always, I started off by putting the name of the company down on the artboard, and this time it's Ping, P-I-N-G, and they wanted a typographic logo. So what I did was I started with the type itself instead of sketching out some ideas because I had something in my I had an idea that I wanted to execute first and see if that works. And so basically what I did was I wrote Ping in 3 different styles to see which one would work the best for the company and the style of logo that I'm after. And so then I started experimenting with some fonts, and so what really felt good was the Gotham Bold because it's a really nice font, and it just feels really good when written. So I chose the uppercase one because whenever you receive a message, whenever you receive a ping, you're it's very important, and so you need all the attention of the user. So that's why I got with the bold and all caps font. Then I'm using the touch type tool that's available in Adobe Illustrator to just change the different aspects of the type, because what I was going for is something every alphabet is gradually bigger or smaller than the previous one, so that they form a really nice shape around them, and that's what I was after. But then I realized not the G, I guess the P should be the biggest because it's Ping and it starts with P, and so that's what I did. So the P is the biggest, then I, then N, and then G, and So after that, I just duplicated that, and no, I didn't duplicate it. So the G was not feeling the same font because it was getting smaller. So I, changed the style of the G to Gotham Black, which is the boldest of them, and then the rest of them were bold. Okay, and so I created the outlines, and then I centered everything vertically so that it forms like this good shape around it. And I drew some lines, but then I felt like something still is missing out of it, that you'll see in a moment. So the shape is really, this was the shape I was going for. I didn't know at that time that it would work or not. So I just added another exclamatory point because when you need, that's the message, you got a message and you need all the attention. So I'm using bold, I'm using all caps, and now an exclamatory mark to just drive home the fact that it's really important, and you need to check it. So that's the point of adding these things. Now the line, I've added 2 lines on top and the bottom, and So just adjusting the stroke widths, and then I wanted to have a shape around it, the type that you'll see. And by the way, this video is unedited, and it's at 2x speed right now. I guess it was, the original length was about 12 minutes, so yeah, like completely unedited 12 minutes footage. It's like 2x speed now. And so yeah, I joined the edges so that it makes a closed shape, and then yeah, so I wanted to give it a message bubble kind of feel, but not bubbly, but yeah, so, message bubbles are like everywhere, so I wanted to have a different kind of thing, because bubbles, Skype uses bubbles on their logos. I didn't want them, so I went with something angular. And yeah, so I joined these two shapes, but then I felt like the space that was created below the G was like too big, so I had to reduce reduce that space, and now it feels a bit balanced, as you can see, but still the logo didn't feel complete, so I had to do something, and that something only comes with the experimentation. So I did just that. So I changed the sizes of the bubbles so that I could get a sense of what works or not. I guess this one looks pretty good because everything is spaced out. Then I filled it with black and made the type white, and that works even better. Now it looks like a comic book kind of thing. I like it. And yeah, so I then currently they were separate shapes. I just converted it into a single shape. And so yeah, after that I went there should be a smaller logo that could be used at smaller places. So I was trying to make that. The idea was to just use the word P, the alphabet P, but I don't know, when I just reduce the size of the bubble or whatever the shape that was around the type, it just lost its distinguished that feel. I don't know why, but it just did. And I don't think it was working really well, so I scrapped the idea pretty quickly, because of two reasons. First, this did not look good, and second, the whole logo, like the logo in which Ping is written, still is really still is very visible very well, so you don't need that. And so I was like, yeah, that's good, so we settled with that, and there we go.
So this is the final logo. As you can see, it has a really nice pink to red gradient. The reason why I chose these colors is because number one, like the competitions, Skype, Slack, etc., no one's using this color, and so that's a distinguishing factor. And second is because reds are basically red get a lot of attention. And like if you see the spectrum, you'd see red, yellow, oranges a lot more than what you see the other colors, because that's just how we're tuned. And another thing is that the font that I've used is Gotham Bold, and as you can see, you can easily read out Ping from this thing. Even if it's small, even if it's big, you can still make out the word Ping, which is the name of the company. So the main thing that you want to keep in mind when drawing a typographic logo is that it needs to be legible. Okay, everything, like the shapes you add or any modifications that you make, come secondary. The first thing, really the most important thing about a typographic logo is that it needs to be easily legible. And so I think this one is. Please let me know about your thoughts about this logo and about the videos in general. And see you next time. Stay tuned because more stuff is coming really soon. Okay, bye. You got to let it go.